ka na ba? Alas 6 na ng gabi. Travel well na. Travel well. Let your wellness take you to places. Makipagkwentuhan kasama si Miss Christine Verdeflor Mahadillas. Dito lamang sa Travel Well. Sa impilang may todong lakas. DWIZ 882. Travel well. Let your wellness take you to places.
Good evening, Coach Clint. Hi, good evening po. It's Monday, rainy
Monday ulit.
Monday
Hi, Coach Tin. Good evening. Alas 6 na naman. At
Yes,
ito po ay Travel Well na naman.
Yeah, it's a good
Oo.
Monday evening.
Correct. Makakasama na naman po namin kayo ngayon 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Of course with Coach Tin and yours truly,
Oh, yeah.
Coach Clint. And so, kumusta ka naman, Coach Tin?
Ito, excited ako kasi birthday ko na.
Ayun, mag-birthday na.
Ganun yun
September
ang
24. Papaholiday ba natin? September 24?
Pwede naman. Pwede. Sabado naman kasi yun, Queen.
Sabado ba yun? Okay. Alright.
Ayun. So, anyway, meron tayong special, again, of course,
Meron
special
tayong
guest
today.
Yes, correct.
Ito ay
Coach Clint.
celebrity athlete. Celebrity athlete, artista to.
From the US.
From the
Galing
US.
lang sa US. Ayan, sige. Ano din siya? Isang Oragon, di ba? Kababayan.
Oragon, Bicolano.
Yes.
Yes.
Iron Man, o di ba? We're bringing back again Iron Man Philippines this year, no, Coach?
And we're
naging
excited.
Tama, no? Tama ba? O sige. Anyway, sige. We with much excitement, sige. Ang aming kaibigan, Iron Man himself, Nax. Mr. Rafi Celerio, good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for having me here. Good
Yes,
evening to all the
Rafi.
viewers. Sobrang maganda tong new show ni Vestina at ni Coach Clint. Thank you for having me.
Yes,
Ayan.
Manoy ang
Manoy,
tawagan namin.
welcome
Kasi
to
nga,
our segment on
Yes.
on air with DWIZ. Kumusta ka, Sir Rafi?
Okay. I'm doing well. I just have a couple of projects here and there, but then you're trying to balance everything. And then
Yun.
we're good. They're good.
Oo,
yeah.
sobrang busy ni Rafi kasi nakailang beses kami kasi I think being an athlete at the same time, he has his own business, of course. Coach, nakaka-inspire yung story din niya kasi of course he started sa corporate, di ba, Raf?
Yep.
And then I think during the pandemic, he was more inspired pa to bring in to the next level yung kanyang passion
Yes.
na ginagawa niya
Yes.
on
Malaki talaga
passion niya.
epekto ng pandemic. Hindi
May-
lang siya yung negative effect niya, no?
Correct.
Pero
Diba?
malaki din yung positive effect din. There's a brighter side din.
For sure.
So, paano?
Yep.
Tama. So, sige nga, Manu Rafi, share mo sa amin. Sige, sabihin na natin, I think you have your own production company. You started with
Yes.
corporate and then yung passion mo of producing content and di ba nasa mga sports
Of course.
events ka
Yeah,
like Ironman. Maraming international events ka na nasalihan. Aside from becoming an athlete, hindi mo pa rin napabayaan yung, of course, yung career mo. So,
Of course.
can you share to us? Kasi nung nakaraan, nakita ko you've traveled sa US, di ba?
Yes.
So, parang may project ka rin in the US. Sige nga, can you share to us, ano yung naging inspiration mo to parang hindi naman start, but to expand in a way, pumunta ka sa US to train yourself pa ba?
Yeah.
Equip yourself more about, doing your thing about production. Sige.
Well, of course, my production house, Spectra Productions. Well, it started in 2018 as my hobby.
Yes.
Well, basically, it was on the side. I was still with the corporate companies back then. Well, my passion really is to tell everyone's story, tell the athletes their life stories,
Yes.
how they do it, how they become an athlete, and at the same time have their life. So
Yes.
no one knows about it.
True.
Because, for example, the top athletes in the Philippines, the spectators only see them as athletes. They don't see them as a person. So I think that's my
Advocacy
role.
in a way. Yeah.
That's my advocacy in a way. So when I started this Spectra Productions, they didn't have a platform to do it. So I went to these athletes, and then I told them, tara, gawa tayo ng content for the people to know who you really are.
True. Kasi back then, 2019, tama ba? 2019 yung SEA Games natin?
2019.
2019, no? With that parang yung buong Pilipinas naghanda rin naman para i-host, di ba, yung SEA Games. So, ang daming athletes natin na nanalo, nag-Olympics, nag-gold. Pero naging sikat sila nung nag-gold na, nung nakakuha na ng tawag dito, ng parangal.
Of course.
Acknowledge sila kung kailan meron ng panalo, no?
Of course, we all know that the Philippines in general is a basketball crazy country.
Yes.
Of course. And I am in the sport. Well, I've been there.
Oo, you played basketball also.
Played basketball, and I've been in the media world of basketball as well, so I know what's going on. But my heart is really in triathlon, so that's also my way of putting up the sport somewhere through my platform.
True. Ay, okay.
So
yun, Rafi, nung nag-Ironman ka, di ba ang training nyo parang mahaba talaga, like 6 hours ata? Tama ba? In a day? So how do you balance it? Like,
well, it really depends on the program, but it's hard. Generally, it's a long training day almost every day. But then, us, we are not pros. We are not professional athletes because we have our lives, we have our work, we have our families also.
yes.
So the most challenging part is how do we balance it?
True. Oo. And nakaka-inspire. Sige ko.
How did you start na mag-triathlon?
Well,
And when was this?
back in 2016, I got injured in basketball. So both of my knees are busted.
Oh, okay.
Left and right. So I didn't have any outlet to do it. So my friends told me that don't play basketball. My doctor told me that get away from basketball because I really can't play anymore. So I had to find something else to do because ang bilis ko tumaba.
Okay.
So I started with
Kala ko
cycling.
mabilis kang tumakbo. Kasi nakita ka
Tawag
doon
dun,
ni Alan
coach, ba? Endomorph? Ba tama? Endomorph. Yan, yung mga mabilis tumaba.
Ganun ba yun?
So,
Hindi naman.
so I started with cycling, and then I really wanted to put it to another level. Then the duathlon and eventually triathlon. What keeps me going really here is the community. There's a community in triathlon is very...
Ano to, Sir Rafi? Is this personal choice or meron sa'yo nag-invite na mag-triathlon?
Well, of course, with the influence of friends in the cycling community as well. My boss from my previous work also does triathlons. Then he asked me to do the same. He invited me to do triathlons, and then, well, I think we're still here. We're still here in the sport, and as I've mentioned, the community is really awesome. I mean, that's what's keep me going. What's keeping me here is the community, really.
Yeah.
Yung first mong event ng triathlon, were you able to train before or talagang sabak agad?
Well,
Your very first.
Very first. Of course, we didn't have the means back then. We didn't have the means to hire a coach. We didn't have a means to get a nutritionist and then whatever. So it was really sabak lang.
Sabak talaga yan.
Sabak lang because we know that we have the athletic background. So we thought back then that it's the same. It's the same.
How was it na sumaba kayo ng...
Well, it was brutal.
It was brutal.
It was brutal. But then it was well, for us, I think you have to start somewhere. So from that first experience, we had to tweak a bit. Then it was really a learning experience for us. Then from there, we hired a coach. We met we met a lot of seasoned athletes also in the community who helped us improve in a way.
Yun, Rafi, parang importante talaga, di ba, coach, yung community.
Yeah.
To encourage you. Kasi minsan pag ikaw lang mag-isa nagtitrain, di ba? Yun nga, lalo na pag long hours, especially that you're doing Ironman, di ba? It's, ilang oras ba yun? When yung first mo, natapos mo yung half Ironman ng ilang oras ba?
Well, my first half Ironman was really, it was a long day. I did it in I think 7 hours.
Wow, di ba?
7 hours.
Yung endurance talagang kailangan sa triathlon.
Tagal na, 7 hours.
7 hours, yeah. It was a long day. It was a long day.
How many kilometers?
The half Ironman is 1.9 kilometer swim,
yes,
90 kilometer bike, and 21 kilometer run. That's the half. So,
diba?
so the full Ironman is you double it.
Double it. Oo.
Ina-imagine ko pa lang parang nauuhaw na ako. Ganyan, no?
Oo. Grabe, 90 kilometers bike, 21 kilometers run, and then 1.9 na
Kilometers
swim.
yeah.
Sige nga, i-goal natin yan. Kaya ba natin yan, Coach?
You can, of course. Of course, anyone can do it.
Oh, anyone can do it. So, what can you give sa ating mga audiences na nakikinig ngayon o nanonood na gusto mag-start mag-triathlon? What can you tips? Yeah.
When I always tell this to the newbies, to the new in the community. Get a coach. That's the first thing I should do. Get a coach, and then find your core community, your core group, because the coach and the community will help you. Well, it's a make or break for me, because if you don't have the right coach, you may not be able to do the sport.
Yeah.
If you have the right people around you, they will help you love the sport more. It's a hard sport. I will not sugarcoat anything.
Yeah.
It's a hard sport. I mean, it's a very time-demanding sport. And in the race, it's all you. It's you against yourself. So what makes this fun, really, is the people around you.
Yung. Galing. So, Manoy, talaga. There's different aspects sa sports, di ba? And then, definitely it helps you in your lifestyle, and then at the same time sa career, you excel also probably in other aspects of your life. And yun nga, it shows naman kasi on other side naman, you have a business of your own,
Yes.
diba? Binibuild mo rin. So, bago tayo pumunta doon, because we have to have a break lang. We're excited that you can share to us
Sure.
that one. Travel well!
Travel well. Let your wellness take you to places. Kasama si Miss Christine Verdeflor Mahadillas.
We are back! Hi! Good evening again, our dear audiences dyan sa nasa kalye ngayon. Kasi
Sa kalye, mga pauwi.
Oo, pauwi pa lang.
At sa mga nasa bahay din.
Yes.
Hello.
Ingat po tayo. It's a rainy Monday evening.
Yes. We are on air, no? Online sa ating online platforms.
Yes.
You're on YouTube, you're on Facebook.
Yes, Coach.
And also, sabay-sabay tayong napapakinggan sa DYKB Bacolod, DZBS Baguio, DZRL Batak, DXKD Dipolog, DXKT Davao, DXKO Cagayan de Oro, DXXX Zamboanga, and DZKI Iriga.
True. So, tayo po ay napapakinggan at napapanood sa telebroadcast natin. Maari lamang you can open your digital free TV ng IZTV. It's available in your TV devices at TV receivers. Ayan. Mangyari lamang po na scan ang inyong digital TVs at channel boxes upang mapanood ang ICTV. So, we are, present, multimedia, quad media.
Yes.
No, Coach?
Nice.
Ayan. So, we're back. Manoy, Rafi.
Yeah.
Ako din, Manoy. Manay. We're proud kasi Bicolano, di ba? So, actually, lighter side, bago kita mag-proceed sa nagbibikol na tuloy ako.
Nakalimot.
Coach Kin. Kasi, Rafi, sila ang may-ari nung La Trinidad in Legazpi. Yung mga taga-Bicol na.
Ano itong La Trinidad na ito?
Okay.
Pachi, para sa ating mga audiences na
It's a mall. Yun yung mall na napupuntahan ng, ito yung pinaka-high-end na in Legazpi way back then. So,
La Trinidad. Yan po isang mall.
yes. O, diba?
Sa Legazpi.
Grabe.
Sila lang.
Family nila.
Big time pala to si Rafi.
Oo, kasi ang tawag dito, nung nakaraan, nung nagkaroon ng Bicol, may triathlon, di ba, Mayon?
Yes, just recently, kakatapos nung Mount Mayon Triathlon. We were there, my friends, my family were there.
True.
Yeah.
At saka nataon pala, yung classmate ko nung elementary, cousin niya pala.
Yeah.
So, nakwento.
Small world it is.
Ayun. So, sabi nga si Alan, na nagkwento, owner ng La Trinidad, si Rami. Ayan. Anyway, Sir Rafi, yung pagpunta mo sa US, ano ba talagang reason mo? Bakit nagpunta ka ng US?
Well, a couple of reasons why I went to the US just I think a few months ago. Number one really is to attend to my clients.
Okay, that's
So I have
nice.
clients in the US as well. And number two is to train for triathlon. I have my coach in Las Vegas as well.
Nice.
So I've been working with this company for a couple of years now. I think 3 years now. Well, and then come this year, come 2020, we've decided that I'd go full time with them.
Okay.
So I think it's a win-win for me that I get to work for them while also I'm here. But then
remote, no? That's the good thing about work
also
now.
good thing about the pandemic is everyone works remotely right now.
Yeah.
And,
Yes.
yeah. So I think it's about efficiency as well.
Yes.
But then I had to go there to shoot content. Shoot content for 3 companies.
Nice.
So basically that's it.
Well, since we have, this is a travel tourism, yung advocacy nga namin, Rafi, is to help, the tourism of the Philippines. And it's aligned, I think, with what you're doing because you're also helping, our local events and even international events, di ba?
Yeah.
Yung advocacy mo kanina, as you mentioned, you're helping also parang create a platform for the athletes natin, di ba?
For sure.
Yung mga Filipino athletes na nakikilala na habang nananalo. Pero it's good to share the story. Even before, even during the training. Masarap pakinggan yung mga storya nila.
Yes.
Na from, kasi yun na nga, tama, ikaw ba yun, coach nagsabi na parang, pag nakikilala sila, pag nanalo na lang. Pero yung hirap nila, hindi nakikita eh. And you mentioned that, diba, Sir Rafi?
We've worked with a sports brand before na nag-highlight ng mga underdogs, right?
Yeah.
Athletes na talagang paganda naman yung background and then they really just need the support and
yes, and a
it's
platform.
Really
and yun dun actually kami nagkakilala ni
of course, yeah. Well, I think the good thing now is the brands sponsor what we call sponsors, but me, I call them my partners.
Partners.
So to them right now, I think it's more than the podium wins, it's more than winning already. So they are more on they see first, well, of course, they see what's more than winning.
Okay.
So even the athlete doesn't win, but then if he or she got the potential, at least in that sport, they will support them for sure.
Yeah.
So the brands.
So hindi naman to papugian, no?
It's not anymore. It's not anymore.
Hindi na physical appearance na nag-a-apply ka ng trabaho.
Correct. It's not anymore.
It's not anymore.
So nag-ano na rin sila. Nag-evolve na rin naman because of course the companies, the brands also wants to help the athletes because not all the athletes got the means.
True.
Diba? But then because before kasi it was a notion na kailangan manalo. Kailangan mo na nanalo. I think right now it's just a bonus.
Totoo.
Diba?
Yun nga yung parang may kwento na yung mga, of course triathlon is swim, bike, run, no? So yung mga runners minsan nag-evolve into aquathlon, duathlon, and triathlon. Pero may isang kwento lang, yung isang Cebuana na nagda-number 1 before. I think that was Mary Grace.
Mary Joy Tabal.
Mary Joy. Yeah. So yung kwento niya, kasi nga parang yung pag nagsali siya sa races, minsan buti sponsored yung kit, no? Kasi you have to pay eh.
Yes.
Tapos ngayon, para talagang manalo, gusto niya syempre manalo siya. She's really joining to win. Ngayon, there was a time na nabangga. Imagine mo nabangga na siya, pero tinapos niya yung finish line pa rin, na panalo pa rin. Kasi hindi daw pwedeng hindi siya manalo doon. Because she has to, because she has to also bring, food to the table para sa family niya. Yung mga ganon, di ba? Parang that's sobrang inspiring. Meron ding isa na parang first time niya makasuot ng sports bra. Tennis player na nag-join sa international. Pero nung na-seed namin, that's the first time that she received daw a sports bra. O di ba? Parang in small ways. Pero kung may platform nga, Sir Rafi, yung mga atleta natin, di mas marami tayong matutulungan,
sure.
di ba?
Yeah.
So, that's a noble, endeavor that you're doing right now.
Yeah.
And, hindi naman pang-edit lang si Rafi kasi Ironman, di ba? So, yun nga, hindi siya pang-edit lang, kaya tutulungan niya tayo dun sa yun pala, Ayun nga, I mentioned kasi kanina, I think, na-mention namin kanina, Rafi, meron kasi kaming, anong tawag dito, may contest tayo, Coach Clint, di ba? Kasi we wanted to help the tourism of the Philippines.
Sure.
Since,
ito ba yung uploading a video?
Yeah, yung
content?
Because we wanted for the audience to be engaged, to identify the unexplored islands of the Philippines, di ba? So, which is good for us na yung 7,000, nasan ba yun? Kasi di ba parang nakikita natin Boracay lang, or Palawan, Davao.
Yeah, I think triathlon really brings a lot into the sports tourism, but some of the people doesn't really look into it. Because just few weeks ago, we were in Ilocos. We were up north.
Oo, talaga.
And then, of course, we started biking from La Union to Vigan. So that's, I think, 165 kilometers. then after vegan, we
Wow,
stayed there
haba.
for a night, and from vegan to Pagod. So we did it in 2 days, a total of 370 kilometers.
Wow.
yata.
Kilometers.
But then, well, my realization that time was we have nice roads. We have nice roads up there. We have nice beaches up there. We can run somewhere. So, I mean, triathlon, the sport itself, can go to different places and invite other people to go into their island, to their places as well. And I think sports tourism will play a big part with it.
True.
Diba? So I think the contest will really, I mean, not just for the other Filipinos know where these islands are, but I think it will also give opportunity to others as well to visit or do some events there.
True.
For it to be known some more, diba?
Kasi, well, aside from the islands nga, Raf, Coach Clint, we can also feature mga, tulad ng Mount Pulag, nung nag-hike sina, yung kaibigan natin, sino nga ba ito?
Sila Sir Frank?
Sila Frank.
Frank Ramon.
Hi Frank.
Frank Ramon. May event yan si Frank Ramon sa October 2 sa Baguio.
True,
Diba? May trail run yan sa Baguio.
Merong mountain doon na, yun, I think pupuntahan nila kasi hindi masyadong napupuntahan. Kasi ang
Virgin
Mount
Mountain.
Ulap, yes, parang yung Mount Ulap, parating napupuntahan daw. Pero Itogon, I think one of the,
Itogon, yes. Baguio.
Yung magiging featured
nice.
mountain. O, di ba? Why not?
Yeah.
Yun. So, sige. So, we're looking forward, Coach. No? Pag Sir Rafi, pag nakapaglikom na kami ng entries,
Of course.
by region yun, we'll invite you to
Exciting.
screen and then to choose the winner, one of the
course.
winners.
Correct.
Sige, nice. Ayan. So, anyway, talking about travel, tourism, sports tourism, wellness tourism is also, di ba? I think in right now. Meaning, kasi yung mga tao are more conscious about their wellness, di ba, Coach Clint? Si Coach Clint actually is into Pilates.
Nice.
Oo. So, nagko-coach ka na ba?
Before
Ikaw man.
dancing, di ba?
Yeah,
Still
he is
dancing.
si Coach Clint.
Tapos yung Pilates. Ako
Part siya
naman,
ng
well, I think not yet. Hindi pa ako pwede mag-coach. But with my exposure with my coaches, I'm also helping my other
Yung mga
friends.
newbies.
Of course. Not only the newbies, but our closest friends kasi dito sa team, we also coach each other. We look into each other.
Nice.
Like, for example,
Best practice, no?
yeah, kasi yung katulad, yesterday, we had a race yesterday. Short race, may duathlon kami. So right now, we have this parang, titignan namin yung performance ng bawat isa, then saan kami mag-improve. So it's like a check and balance for us. So in that way, we also practice the coaching and how do we accept objective criticisms from one another, and we also give it to them, to the others. Diba?
Yes.
Na parang,
That's a learning process
It helps us grow eh. Na parang kasi yun yung kinaganda dito sa triathlon. Not only in triathlon, di ba? Yung mga tao on how you accept it, yung mga sinasabi nila.
Yes.
Na parang you also apply it to your life more than the sport. So yun yung gustong-gusto ko dito talaga.
Yes.
Sa community.
Totoo. Oo. So it's not going to help you personally, but as a whole, no? As a person din.
Yes. Not just in the sports side.
Not only in the sports side, tama.
Yeah.
Kasi yung natututunan natin, possibly na, di ba pag the more you teach it or you share it, di ba? The more na, what do you call that man? Ang best teacher daw is, tama ba? Mas natutunan mo pala pag tinuturo mo.
Yes.
Yan, tama, di ba?
Correct.
Sir Rafi.
Just like right now, just at the moment, so yung friend, yung teammate ko, nakita niyo lang yung pinost ko na picture that I was drafting sa bike, but I really had a bad race yesterday. Then nagbigay kagad siya ng comment na dapat next race ganito na, dapat ganito na yung gawin mo. Yeah, and ano naman it's true na
It's constructive.
yes, constructive.
Criticism. And then you will really grow from it. And then, ayun, Coach, coming from corporate, tapos bigla ngayon, di ba, you have your own, and at the same time, you're training as an athlete. And so, how do you balance, kasi we're talking about holistic wellness. I mean, during the pandemic, were you really like, parang ano ba, parang easy lang sa'yo kasi athlete ka, no? So parang nakapag-exercise ka every day. Was there any challenge?
May social life ka pa ba?
It's very challenging to be honest. It's very challenging. It takes a lot of sacrifice.
Yeah.
Diba? And as we grow older, syempre before gusto natin, mas yung percentage of the pie, siguro yung social life is the bigger chunk.
Yes.
Diba? It's a bigger chunk. But as we grow older, you have to balance everything na, diba? So I think the social life for me right now is really with triathlon already.
With the community.
With the community. So I spend most of my time with family, with the sport, and with my passion with the work. Diba? But during the pandemic kasi it was challenging for everyone, lalo sa linya ng work ko, yung production. Because we can't shoot outside. So we did all the work remotely.
Yeah.
Diba? So it was very challenging. So nagkaroon kami, ang dami namin na-innovate. We started using the green screen. We started maximizing graphics, all the animation, just for us to be relevant, kumbaga, to be relevant in the field. But then, right now, veering away from corporate to my own, there are a lot of pros and cons.
Yeah.
Pros,
Sure.
I can now train freely whenever I want. As to when I was in the corporate, of course, meron kang time in, time out. Diba? May 9 to 5 ka. But then, right now, if you don't look for clients,
Yeah, you have to be proactive eh.
Wala ka rin pera,
you have to be
di ba?
proactive. Totoo, you have to be proactive.
But then I'm still blessed with the people around me, with the community. Of course, my partners, my clients are also within the triathlon community, and of course, I have my major client in the US. So yun yung siguro major change and challenge talaga. It really starts within you. I think if you, because mas challenging yung may sarili kang company.
Yeah. 24/7 yun, di ba?
Yun nga, may joke nga, di ba, na sinasabi nila na parang yung pag nasa corporate ka, parang ayaw mo ng 9 to 5.
Pero,
tapos gusto mo magsarili ka ngayon, 24 hours ka nagtatrabaho. Wala ka ng break. Diba?
So probably kasi yung perspective nga, you own your time, di ba? Pag you have your own business.
Correct.
Pero wala ring oras minsan kasi. But it's probably how you see it.
Generally, wala. Pero, well, isa kasi, since we're talking about wellness, I really value sleep.
Of course, oo.
I mean, I really value sleep. Yung iba kasi yung ibang mga business owners, of course, gusto nila pukpok ng pukpok.
Paumaga, no?
Paumaga. Yun naman talaga ideally. Kasi syempre, every minute counts.
Yes.
But then, yung mga friends ko nagtataka sa akin, ba't ako nagsisiesta? Nagsisiesta ako every time. So after ng training ko in the morning, I work until lunch, then siesta ako, then work, then train ulit. So yung sleep to me is very important. Diba? Kasi hindi natin alam kung kailan tayo sisingilin ng katawan natin.
Tama.
So,
yung parang mo yun, recovery.
Yes.
In a way.
Yes.
In the middle of the day.
Ilang oras yung maximum hours of sleep na
actually, depende. Depende, natatawa minsan yung mga friends ko kasi yung siesta ko kapag pagod talaga sa morning. Isang 2 hours.
Kasi maaga ka naman gumising.
Pero ideally dapat mga 30 minutes lang. 30 minutes.
Power nap.
Power nap.
Hindi tulog.
Pag 2 hours, medyo gahama na tulog na yun. Mahirap yung gano'n. Pero kapag nasa camp kami, pag may training camps kami, kasi yun talaga wala kaming ginagawa. Minsan may weekends, like, we start the camps Friday to Monday. Yun talaga, sleep talaga yung pag midday.
Oo. Ayun. Sir Rafi, kasi strenuous ang training ng triathlon, right? Tapos, on the side, ginagawa mo pa yung business mo. Medyo, tawag dito, yun nga, tama, balance. But then, how do you make it fun? Pero sasagutin mo yan after our break. Travel well!
Travel well. Let your wellness take you to places. Kasama si Miss Christine Verdeflor Mahadillas.
Good evening po, our dear audiences. I hope okay naman kayo kahit maulan ngayon. Ayan. So, to make it lighter, kasi nga strenuous, sabi ko kanina, medyo strenuous ang training talaga. Coach Clint na triathlon.
Imagine mo naman, triathlon. Ilan yung tatlo, di ba? Merong running, swimming and biking.
True.
Lagi bang pasunod-sunod yun?
Swim, bike, and run.
Swim, bike, run.
Swim,
So
bike,
yan. Swim muna, mag-bike ka, tsaka mag-run ka.
It's crazy sport.
Yun. So, Sir Rafi, kasi si Clint, pupunta to sa Boracay eh.
Pahinga muna.
At least magpahinga ka naman. Tama. Oo.
Kailangan yun eh.
Yes. Kasi wala rin siyang pahinga. Ayan. So, I think we need that, enough rest. And at the same time, to have fun as well.
Of course.
Kasi, di ba, yun nga, with the pandemic, marami talaga naapektuhan, like, emotionally and even mentally. Kasi, nakakulong ka the whole time, no? Sa loob ng bahay lang. And then, with the triathlon, or endurance sports kasi yan, di ba, Sir Rafi? So, how do we balance in such a way that you still make fun? Meaning, while you're doing training, and at the same time, yun nga, because you're also an entrepreneur. So how do you, make it fun whenever you do this?
Well, as mentioned earlier, the sport itself it's very hard. It's very hard. It's a hard sport. But then, if you build yourself within a community, of course, I'd like to make a shout out to my coach Annie De Leon Brown.
Hi, Coach Annie.
She's the national team coach of the Philippines.
Yes.
So I think it's really about the perspective, or on how you're going to do it, and you do it with purpose.
True.
Every training day, you have to do it with purpose.
Yeah.
Kasi if you don't do it like that, it becomes a
routine na lang.
It becomes a routine na lang. Diba? So you have to set big goals and smaller goals. Diba? Kasi yung small goals, yun yung mga in-betweens.
You can celebrate small wins, right?
Of course.
Yes.
Of course, diba? Kahit yung isa amin sa friends namin, every training day, ano yung mga na-achieve natin today? Tapos,
nice.
nag-ano kami, para kami may checklist. Na nagawa ba natin? Hindi. Nagawa natin? Hindi. Hindi natin nagawa? Okay, let's move on.
True.
Huwag natin balikan. Pero kung nagawa natin yan, let's celebrate. Tara, kain tayo.
Yeah.
Diba? So yun yung mga small details na akala mo hindi makakatulong, but then it helps you as a person as well, and as an athlete. Diba? So it molds you, and you think of the sport not really just as a sport. It becomes a lifestyle already.
True, oo. Yun yung importance ng celebrating small wins. Kasi, and at the same time, having a community of your own. Kasi nga, hindi mo naman kailangan antayin, di ba, na mag-podium ka.
Of course.
Bago ka mag-enjoy, di ba?
Of course.
So, bawat training, no, pag natapos halimbawa, tama ba, Sir Ravi? Natapos yung makakakain kayo ng ganito, di ba? Kasi yung nutrition part, paano ba yun?
Speaking of kain, since you're sports active, anong may share mo sa ating audiences, sir?
Well, yung sa kain naman, this is just my personal, this is just my personal routine. Well, kung ano yung training ko tomorrow, yun din yung kain ko today.
Okay.
So, for example, if I have a training day tomorrow, of course, I will load up today. But if I have a light training day tomorrow, onti lang din yung kakainin ko. And then, hindi, for us kasi, it doesn't mean that if mabigat yung training mo, if napagod ka today, pwede kang kumain ng sobrang dami. Kasi it will negate everything.
So yung amount of food that we intake, importante yon.
Yes.
Not necessarily to count the calories.
Of course. And of course, eating right
food.
Right food.
Which
when you say eating right, ano ibig sabihin nun?
Of course,
ano yung right food?
Of course, we stay away from junk. We stay away from junk.
Chips.
We stay away from chips.
Sugar.
As much as possible. Mga nanonood din dyan, sigurado chips yan. And mga teammates ko nanonood.
Hindi sa amin.
Padala niya dito.
Minsan, so sometimes you justify it. Okay, kailangan natin ng salt. Kailangan natin ng salt. Kailangan tayo ng chips. Kailangan natin ng soft drinks. Kailangan natin ng sugar. But then, as much as possible, di na ako magpapakatotoo lang tayo.
Yes.
As much as possible, we stay away from those stuff. And of course, yung fried
less of fried foods.
Yeah.
So, di ba, sabi ko nga, parang ikaw nagta-travel ka, di ba?
Yeah.
Coach, pati ikaw, si Rafi, nagpupunta ka sa mga international events, sports events. So, paano naman yun? Kung nasa international event ka, kailangan pa rin ba? Or, kailangan mo talaga i-watch yung diet mo? So, nasa beach ka. So, pagbabawalan mo yung sarili mo, kumain na masarap, parang gano'n.
It depends kung kailan ako nasa beach.
Okay.
Diba? Kasi if race season, sayang if kumain ka na ng kumain, tapos race season na. Of course, you have to take care. Not really more on the physique. It's really more on how are you going to perform
Kasi it will
race day.
affect,
It will
definitely.
affect.
Oo, pag masyadong busog. Ganun ba yun?
Yung mga ganun. Tapos kapag race week na, for example, punta kami sa Ironman, sa iba't ibang places here in the Philippines, like yung nasa Cebu, nung August. Medyo medyo nag-iingat kami sa food, lalo na kapag nandun na mismo pag malapit na yung race. So hindi kami nagtatry ng mga local food.
Hindi kayo nagtatry?
Hindi kami nagtatry.
Sabi ko, hindi mo pinalasa yung pinangat natin.
After na the race. Kasi mahirap eh.
Correct.
Kung maaga ka dumating dun sa province na yon, tapos may makain ka
So, mapasarap yung kain.
Ay, oo,
Oo,
tama.
tapos-
Mahirap sumama ang kanan.
Diba? O on races. So after the race na kami nagtatry.
Kasi halimbawa, dun sa Bicol, nung nag-mayon try, no? Syempre, may nagkwento pinakain mo daw sila ng Bicol Express.
Syempre.
O, di ba?
Syempre, dun sa bahay yun.
Sarap no? Sarap.
Hindi
Nagutom
pwedeng
tuloy
hindi.
ako.
Dinner time, no? Yung mga kumakain dyan sa bahay.
Naalala namin yung family, syempre namin. Hello, yung mga taga Bicol dyan.
Mother,
Our dear
father,
friends and relatives.
sisters and brothers.
Yes.
Nieces and nephews.
Ang dami namin kapatid kasi. Isa-isa.
Maray na banggi sa gabos
Iyo,
ng taga
maray
May
na
mga
banggi.
nagiilingon niya, no? Mga verde flor.
O yan.
Yan.
Si Mama Jo. Papa Sai. Ang dami namin. 6 kasi kami. So, sinalalam na sa Korea din siya.
At ang mga asawa at ang mga
Pamangkin namin. Ayan, si Joy, si Belle, hi. Si Josar. At si Naela pala natin nakakalimutan. Ella Ina. Nagaya na. Anyway, ayan, yung sinasabi natin through nutrition is important, di ba? Sir Rafi, tama ba? Kasi I've just heard from a friend na kasi yung iba, ang natutunan natin is to eat daw yung meat. Kasi protein daw yun.
Yeah.
But I just learned, from nurse siya actually. And then he said lang, natutunan niya to doon sa napanood niya lang din na The Game Changer. It's a movie actually.
Yes. It's a documentary.
Yeah, it's a documentary.
I think
And
I've seen this then, no?
the top athletes are actually eating more of vegetables.
Plants,
Yes.
plant-based.
Kasi yung mga,
Plant-based.
what do you call it? Yung mga
They
soldiers
get
noon.
proteins sa greens, right?
Greens.
Yun yung,
Oo,
yes,
sinasabi.
correct.
Gladiators daw noon. Di ba yung gladiators are the strongest men sa mga empire before. Meron ba tayong gladiator natin? Ang katumbas, sundalo dito, no? Parang ganon. In a way.
Sila pula.
Army?
Sila pula po.
Army, pwede.
Oo, kasi they're the strongest men.
The
diba?
military men.
Oh,
siguro.
military men. So, ang kinakain daw nila, based from the documentary, are more plant-based. So, how
your
does it...
take?
How does it...
Well, to be honest, we tried doing that as well. Nung 2019, nung lumabas yung docu na yun. But then, the main challenge for us really is the supply of food.
Meaning?
The preparation of
oo nga, yung
food.
salad.
Diba,
mahirap.
salad.
Oo,
mga
mahal
ganun.
pa. No?
Mahal. Diba? Kung
True.
compare mo, magkano ba yung
Correct.
Chicken Joy, for example. Diba?
Kung nasa probinsya, okay lang siguro.
Nasa probinsya.
Kasi
At
maraming
saka
gulay.
siguro kung may magpe-prepare for you. And if you have the means, if you have the time.
Tama.
Diba? Kaya naman siya. Maganda naman
Pwede naman.
yung docu. But then, siguro nagawa ko siya, 2 weeks.
Talaga?
Pero how was it sa body mo? Ano yung na-feel
Anong
mong
effect?
Mahirap. Lalo for us na
Lalo nung
endurance
sanay ka na may
athletes.
chicken siguro.
Because for endurance athletes, we rely more on carbs.
Oo. Pero carbs naman, plant-based yung mga mais, sugar, kamote, right? Something like
Yes, so isipin mo pa ngayon ano yung mga food
kung ano.
mo na yun as to kung ano yung readily
available.
available.
Oo.
Diba? That's just
Accessibility,
for me.
yun
Yes. Yung accessibility of the supply.
True.
Example, diba? So, for us kasi, we are very reliant on carbs.
Anong carbs yung kinakain madalas ng mga atleta ba?
Rice, pasta,
Rice pa rin.
bread.
Rice pa rin. Kahit
But
white.
hindi kami nag-white.
Hindi. Brown
Yung
dapat.
less sugar.
Brown, ganun.
brown, black.
Sir Raf, when was your last event ulit? Yung last mong...
Yesterday.
Yesterday?
Galing.
Kahapon lang. Kamusta naman, sir? Okay naman?
Well,
Masakit pa ba
ano yun
katawan?
medyo short event, well, minsan kasi kapag short, mas mahirap for us.
And saan pala ito, Sir Rafi?
Sa Vermosa, in Cavite.
Sa Cavite, ito lang.
Duathlon.
Duathlon siya. So, duathlon siya na times 2. So, run, bike, run. bike run.
Wow.
Oh, may ganun pala, no?
So it's a relatively new format in the Philippines. Si Mr. Oliver Salas ang nagpauso nito, Super Series Philippines. So it's
Super Series.
Duwat ng Super Series.
Run bike.
Yes. Tapos October 2, meron siya ng Super Series Triathlon.
Saan naman to?
Sa Vermosa ulit.
Kasama ka ulit?
Hindi na.
Ay, hindi na.
Papunta na kami ng Hawaii noon sa Kuwait.
Wow. Bongga. Speaking of international destinations, Hawaii. So, sa dami ng pinundahan mong international destinations, ano yung favorite mo na lang muna?
Favorite?
Place na
Siguro yung yung Indian Wells in California.
Kailan ka punta doon?
Indian Wells. So sa sa Indio. Nandun ako nung November last year. Then yun yung first international na Ironman ko .
Oh, talaga?
So it's very memorable.
First international
race ko. Then syempre, it's a totally different environment racing internationally. Kasi wala kang masyadong kilala.
Yeah.
Unlike here, when you race, ang dami nag-cheer sa'yo.
So mag-isa ka lang nun, sir? Wala yung team mo?
Nandun yung family ko.
Pero yung team mo?
Wala.
Wala. So ano lang, yung parang personal...
so medyo nakapanibago kasi everyone. Lahat ng Pinoys, lahat ng teammates ko, all eyes on me na. Kasi Siyempre. December na yun . So lahat sila tapos na yung races nila. Ako na lang yung nag-race na lang for the year. So, it was very grand for us. For us and for the team, may despedida pa nung pag-race ko, diba? So sila, yung team
Saan
ko.
Saan ka nag-despedida? Nandito, nasa Manila ka
nasa Laguna pa. So nag-last training day kami yung next step try. Tapos may despedida. Then, I had to adjust, of course, kasi malamig doon.
Oo. So, yung climate doon, ano ba yun? Winter nung time na yun?
Yes, kasi December na siya.
Parang ngayon, ang lamig.
Lamig.
So, yung sa akin doon, it was very memorable since I really had to do it on technically.
Oo, kasi yung coach mo wala.
Yung coach ko wala. Tapos wala yung teammates ko.
Saan ba yung Indio, sir?
Sa siya?
Part ng?
Desert part siya. Kung saan ginagawa yung Coachella na yung big concert.
Coachella?
Saan ginagawa. Yung music festival. So it's
part of anong continent?
Nasa California pa rin siya.
California pa rin, okay. US.
So medyo challenging for me. First international race and then wala kang masyadong kilala. Kasi dito, syempre, kahit kalaban mo, i-cheer ka sa
Syempre, napaka-warm yung mga natin,
diba?
Diba?
Tapos,
Spectators dito.
Spectators, yung mga teammates mo nandyan. Pero doon talaga wala akong makausap.
Konti lang yung Pinoy. Siguro baka ikaw lang.
Tatlo lang kaming Pinoys.
Nice.
Tatlo lang kami. Yung dalawa from Las Vegas. Pero based na sila doon. Pero yung galing dito, ako lang talaga.
Ilang weeks ka nag-stay doon, sir?
I stayed there for 2 weeks prior the race day and then I spent the holidays na rin there.
Wonderful.
So,
sarap.
So I think yun. But now, I'm more excited.
Nasunod ba yung wala mo nang kakain ng...
Yes. Of course. Before race day,
talaga. Kailangan disiplina, no?
Disiplina. So, magtitiis ka talaga. But then, after race day, doon ka na magano.
Kumusta naman, sir, ang doon? Ang place, how's Indio?
Well, yung Indio, yung city itself, it's extremes Very extremes yung weather. Kasi
so
very...
desert, tapos...
Kasi desert siya So, it becomes very cold in the morning. And then, sobrang init na by 10 a.m. to 11. So, nung race day, we were swimming at 12 degrees na water.
12 degrees.
12 degrees. So, medyo malamig talaga.
Super.
So, after nung pag-alis namin sa water, syempre, nag-bike kami. But then, since mabilis yung bike, malakas yung hangin, lalamigin ka rin sa bike.
So naka-jacket kayo habang
Hindi. Yung mga turo ng mga veteran ng mga triathletes na Pinoy, yun yung gusto ko sana, windbreaker.
Kaso,
pero ang ginawa ko na lang, naglagay ako ng garbage bag sa loob ng suit ko para hindi tumagos yung hangin. So para less drag pa rin. Tapos yung plastic, tinanggal ko na lang nung ground part. Kasi nung ground part, sobrang init na, para kami nasa Subic.
Talaga.
Yung init. So extremes. But then I enjoyed it. And I'm going to do it again this year.
Talaga? Same din sa India din?
Same race.
So na-enjoy mo talaga. Kaya babalik ka. Ayan. Tama, no? Yung mantra natin, let your wellness take you to places.
Yes.
The sports has took you to places talaga naman.
For
Sir
sure.
Ravi, your passion for sports. And even, the good thing about it is, since passion mo din yung content production, di ba? Which is very timely now, di ba? All the more. Parang, more beneficial.
Speaking of that, I think my passion for triathlon and in production really works because in October 2, we'll go to Kona, Hawaii.
Oh, wow.
For the Ironman World Championships.
Nice. World Championship.
World Championships, where the best of the best in triathlon in the world will meet.
Oh.
So, we are being represented by more than Filipino.
Ilan ba ang magkukumpara?
More than 50 Pinoys.
Nice. Oo.
And this is first in the history.
Oh, wow. Na may 50.
More than 50
ang
Pinoys will
mag-attend.
represent the country
Nice.
in Kona.
Galing.
In the biggest stage of triathlon. And I'm very excited
Galing.
because
Are you joining that
I am
event
not.
or
I am
covering?
not because I did not qualify, but God and the universe made wonders. I will cover the event.
Wow.
Nice. Ayun.
I will cover the event and I will bring you what's happening in Kona.
Oh, wow. Abangan namin yan.
Congratulations in
Thank you.
advance, Sir
And of course, I'd like to thank Rudy Project Philippines for making this happen, and of course, Miss Princess Galura for trusting me and giving me this opportunity.
Si Rudy, si ano pa rin ba?
Marge
pa rin. Hi,
Camacho.
Marge. Oo nga, ang galing. So, Rafi, ang tawag dito, yung pupuntahan mong Ironman World Championships, this is the first World Championship na pupuntahan mo? Or yung dun ba sa Indio, World Championship ba din yun? Iba to. So, this is the
This is
biggest.
the first. So,
Nice.
lahat, as in from the professional athletes in the world, and the best of the best in each country,
Yeah.
na nag-qualify, kasi qualifying siya. So, yung mga top athletes na talaga na mapupunta dito.
Nice, oo.
So-
It's good na tulad yan. I mean, hindi masyado napapag-usapan ang triathlon. And I think, na-build yung triathlon community, probably siguro in the last 5 to 8 years siguro,
Yeah.
no? So, it's good na may 50 tayong contingents.
Pinoys,
Diba?
yes.
That's nice. That's wonderful. Mahuhusay ang ating
Galing,
mga
no?
triathletes.
Yes.
And then, ang maganda nga, hindi limiting yung age. Kasi usually, di ba, pag sinabing sports, dapat you have to start young. But then, even if you start 30, yun nga, bata pa 26 ka lang, Clint.
12 lang ako. Sanggol na eh. Joke
Yun ang
lang.
maganda sa triathlon, di ba?
Yeah, we have athletes na mga 60 years old.
Yes.
Diba? Tapos,
Age is not, it's just a number, I think. It's not a limitation.
mas malalakas yung mga
Of
mga
course,
40s.
Oo. At their prime.
At their prime. As in, yun yung mga mahirap sabayan, yung mga nasa 40s. I have friends in the community na minsan magugulat ka na paano lang ginagawa yung mga ganun. So yun yung maganda sa triathlon kasi it won't limit you.
Tama. And then, since varied yung ginagawa mong training, hindi siya nakaka-bore, di ba?
Yeah.
So yung bike
Tatlo,
run, ayun, well, versatile athlete.
Yeah.
Ayun. So, alas 7 na naman, ang bilis. We would like to thank our tech engineer, Sir June Aguba. Hello, sir. Salamat po, sa magaling na technician natin, tech engineer. And then, si Naisha, Mika, Jessa, thank you so much. Our SocMed team. Si
Jam,
Jello,
Jello,
Kimi. Our writers, Ms. Juday, Hannah, Abby. Our VP, si Rashid. Our VP, si Sir Marvin. Hello. Thank you so much. Again, Sir Rafi, maraming salamat sa
Of course, thank you
time mo.
for-
Thank you so much,
Thank
Sir
you for
Rafi, of
sharing your
And God bless and good luck
Thank
sa
you,
iyong
thank you.
valuable
race.
time and yung mga na-impart mo sa amin.
Of
Madaming information.
Thank you also. Thank you to
Na-i-share ka.
Coach Clint and Miss Tin for having me here. Of course, thank you to my friends who watched. Of course, to my coach Andy Leon Brown, Coach Dax Timbol in Las Vegas, and my teammates na mga hindi nagsasawang supportan ako. And of course, the brands who supports me. Thank you very much.
Yes. And yung story ni Rafi is an inspiring story kasi it's really a testament that your wellness can bring you to places. I mean,
Exactly.
as a triathlete, at the same time, he was able to build his own out of his passion, di ba?
Yeah.
Sakto, no? Kasi you're doing your triathlon training at the same time you meet people, community,
Yeah.
and then now you're even covering the World Championship for Ironman. And
Wow.
congratulations.
Thank you
Sir
very
Rafi.
much.
So proud of you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yay! Alright, pakain ka.
Of course.
Ayun, Sir Rafi, thank you so much.
Thank you very
And yes, exciting pa yung mga susunod natin, Sir Clint, kasi ikaw pupunta kang Boracay.
Oo
I-share
nga.
mo yung magiging
Sure.
experience mo doon.
We'll see you again.
And yes, I think pupunta kami nitong Wednesday naman sa I think Bataan. Yeah, sa isang
Las
magandang
Casas,
resort.
yeah.
Next week, malalaman nyo kung saan to. Kasi kasama namin si Sir Rafi. Tuturuan niya. Biglang ganun. Tsaka maging triathlete. Yes, ayan. Thank you so much. Good evening. Travel well.
Sumainyo ang pinakabagong programa sa DWIZ hanggang sa susunod na Lunes, alas 6 hanggang alas 7 ng gabi. Travel well. Let your wellness take you to places.